Spirituality is not about being better than others. It's about being better than the previous version of yourself. Gifted Goddess. In today's evolving spiritual landscape, it's important to recognize that not all those on a spiritual path are on the same journey of humility and growth. Sometimes, people use spirituality as a tool to inflate their egos rather than transcend them. This behavior can be characterized as spiritual narcissism, a condition where someone uses their spiritual knowledge or practices to assert superiority over others. In this video, we'll explore the signs of a spiritual narcissist, how to recognize them, and how to protect yourself from their influence. Are you ready to uncover the truth about spiritual narcissism? A spiritual narcissist uses their spiritual knowledge to assert superiority over others. They often display an inflated sense of self-importance, constantly mentioning their spiritual accomplishments, utilizing spiritual terms to enhance their importance, and belittling others for their perceived lack of spiritual progress. Unlike genuine spiritual seekers, spiritual narcissists treat their spiritual journey as a way to feel better than others, rather than as a path to personal growth and connection to a higher power. Often weaponize the spiritual knowledge they have gained to be used to manipulate and influence others to their own benefit, asserting cult-like behavior to accumulate and influence a mass of people in attempts to control the narrative to benefit themselves, whether socially, economically, and otherwise. The principle of humility emphasizes true spiritual growth through humility and self-awareness, often lacking in such individuals. It takes a reflection to truly acknowledge that we not only are constantly growing, but also are the same as others. We all have our journeys, and no one-size-fits-all approach will solve one's lack of emptiness felt by control over others. Spiritual narcissists use power in an attempt to bolster the unworthiness, lack of confidence, or some void they feel, this often accomplished unknowingly to them. Practicing pranic healing techniques to balance one's ego and connect with one's higher self. Engaging in regular self-reflection to ensure our spiritual journey remains authentic and grounded. Check in with ourselves when we feel off balance, being centered. Surrounding yourself with the natural elements and being outside in nature helps one to remain grounded. Spiritual narcissists are constantly seeking validation and recognition for their spiritual progress. They may regularly share their spiritual experiences in a way that seeks approval or admiration from others, always wanting to be seen as the most spiritual person in the room. Usually they sell you the idea of deferred gratification, but only through their salvation. It's only possible through them. They will convince you that they are the only ones that hold the key and are able to guide you to your most spiritual version of yourself, yet will use worldly material things to lure you in. Like, I used to be working a job I hated like you, but now I'm traveling and having the best experiences life has to offer, and this can be you too. They start by information bombing, giving an info overload with some novice ideas, ideologies, and some well-known controversial, generally accepted thoughts. Insert a well-known conspiracy theory. This behavior stems from insecurity masked by a false sense of superiority. Spiritual narcissists need external validation to reinforce their self-image, in essence, feeding off the energies provided by others. The energy received through the awe, admiration, and attention of others. Remember that everything is energy. Even a mere thought is a thought form, which is energy. The principle of inner confidence stresses that true confidence comes from within, not from external approval. Focus on your inner journey without seeking validation from others. Strengthen your solar plexus chakra, which governs self-esteem and confidence. Practice communicating with your higher self by regularly checking in with yourself and strengthening that internal dialogue. Spiritual narcissists lack empathy for others' spiritual journeys, often belittling or dismissing others' experiences. They may judge others harshly, criticize their spiritual practices, or see themselves as above others who are still learning. Spiritual narcissists often lack the compassion and empathy that are the hallmarks of true spiritual growth. Their focus is on their own journey and how it compares to others. The principle of compassion emphasizes the need for empathy and kindness toward others on their spiritual paths. Practice heart chakra meditations to cultivate compassion. Use pranic healing techniques to cleanse any negative emotions that may hinder your ability to empathize with others. Tapping the heart chakra and crown chakra encourages the activation of both those chakras and allows the energy to flow effortlessly. Spiritual narcissists often use their spiritual knowledge to manipulate or control others. They may position themselves as a spiritual authority, convincing others that their way is the only way or that they have exclusive access to spiritual truths. For example, televangelist Peter Popoff has been found guilty of using his perceived spiritual gifts to manipulate followers, promising miracles and prosperity in exchange for financial contributions. Despite being exposed as a fraud, Popoff continues to exploit the faith of vulnerable individuals by presenting himself as a spiritual leader with exclusive access to divine healing and blessings. This control tactic can make others feel dependent on the spiritual narcissist, leading to unhealthy dynamics where one person holds power over another's spiritual growth. In Popoff's case, his followers are led to believe that only through his ministry can they receive God's blessings, creating a dangerous cycle of dependency and manipulation. Peter Popoff is another recent example of a spiritual leader who has been found guilty of using spirituality as a tool for manipulation and control, primarily for financial gain. A German-American televangelist and faith healer who gained popularity in the 1980s for his televised healing crusades, claimed to have divine powers of healing and insight, and thousands of followers believed in his ability to perform miracles. Popoff's ministry was particularly known for its emphasis on prosperity gospel, a theology that promotes the idea that faith, particularly as demonstrated through financial donations, can lead to physical health and material wealth. Popoff's rise to prominence was fueled by his charismatic style and supposed spiritual gifts, including the ability to call out specific ailments or personal details of audience members during his faith healing events. He attributed these abilities to divine insight and claimed to be a vessel for God's miraculous healing power. In 1986, Popoff's practices were exposed by the famous skeptic and magician James Randi. Randi and his team revealed that Popoff's wife was using a radio transmitter to feed him information about audience members, which had been gathered earlier through prayer cards and overheard conversations. Popoff wore a hidden earpiece to receive this information, making it appear as though he had divine knowledge about the people in his audience. This revelation led to widespread scandal, and Popoff's ministry filed for bankruptcy in 1987. However, he later resurfaced in the 1990s and 2000s with similar tactics, targeting vulnerable individuals with promises of healing and prosperity in exchange for financial contributions. Despite being exposed as a fraud, Popoff continues to operate his ministry, often using infomercials to sell miracle water and solicit donations from viewers. He promises that those who donate to his ministry will experience financial blessings and physical healing, continuing to manipulate his followers by preying on their spiritual beliefs and desperation. Popoff's continued success, despite his exposure, highlights the dangers of spiritual leaders who exploit their followers' faith for personal gain. His ability to rebuild his ministry and maintain a following speaks to the powerful influence such figures can have, even after their deceptions are revealed. Critics have condemned Popoff for taking advantage of vulnerable people, particularly those in financial distress or suffering from illness, by exploiting their spiritual hopes. Popoff's story remains a cautionary tale about the manipulation of spirituality for personal gain, and his exposure by James Randi is often cited as a significant moment in the movement to hold fraudulent faith healers accountable. Documentaries like An Honest Liar have covered Popoff's scandal, emphasizing the importance of skepticism and critical thinking in the face of such claims. Peter Popoff's case exemplifies how spiritual leaders can often be spiritual narcissists, exploiting religion as a tool for control, primarily by manipulating faith and exploiting vulnerable followers for financial gain, even after their fraudulent methods are publicly exposed. Discernment is crucial in spirituality because it allows individuals to differentiate between true guidance and manipulation, between authentic spiritual experiences and deceptive practices. Discernment helps people evaluate spiritual leaders, teachings, and practices with a clear mind, ensuring they stay aligned with their own values and beliefs rather than being swayed by external influences. Here are some key reasons why discernment is important. Protection from manipulation. Without discernment, individuals can fall prey to spiritual narcissists or leaders who use their authority to control and exploit. Discernment acts as a safeguard, enabling people to question teachings and recognize when something feels off. Maintaining autonomy. Discernment helps individuals maintain their spiritual autonomy. Instead of blindly following others, a discerning person listens to their own inner guidance and makes choices that resonate with their personal spiritual path. Alignment with truth. In the spiritual journey, not everything presented as truth is authentic. Discernment enables individuals to sift through different teachings and practices, aligning themselves with those that truly promote growth, integrity, and authenticity. Balanced growth. Spiritual growth requires a balanced approach, where the emotional, mental, and spiritual aspects are nurtured in harmony. Discernment helps individuals avoid extremes or imbalanced teachings that could hinder rather than promote holistic development. The principle of correspondence in the Kybalion can be linked to the concept of discernment. This principle states, as above, so below, as below, so above. It emphasizes that the macrocosm and microcosm mirror each other, and that by understanding one, we can gain insights into the other. The principle of free will emphasizes that each person's spiritual journey is unique and must be respected. No one should have power over another's spiritual growth, and individuals must be free to follow their own path without coercion or manipulation. In the context of discernment, this principle suggests that by cultivating inner clarity and awareness, the microcosm, individuals can better understand and evaluate the external spiritual teachings and leaders they encounter, the macrocosm. Discernment involves recognizing the alignment or misalignment between what is presented outwardly and the deeper universal truths that resonate within. By practicing discernment, individuals can apply the principle of correspondence, ensuring that their external spiritual experiences and relationships are in harmony with their internal understanding and intuition. Practicing pranic breathing techniques, such as the 7171 breathing pattern, can help you absorb prana from the environment, enhance your energy levels, and promote healing, ensuring that you remain spiritually independent and grounded in your own journey. Journeying through the signs of a spiritual narcissist may bring to mind your own experiences. Have you encountered spiritual narcissism in yourself or others? What signs of a spiritual narcissist have you come across? What signs do you feel we have missed in this video? Be sure to comment below for the next person, and we may create a video on it. Whilst there, download our free Diamonds Manifest with Ease guide. Details are in the description below. Spiritual narcissists often exhibit hypocrisy, preaching one thing while doing another. They may talk about love, peace, and compassion, but their actions may contradict these teachings. For example, they might gossip, judge others, or act selfishly behind the scenes, having an extreme dual nature. Human beings possess an inherent duality within their nature, with the capacity for both light and darkness. This duality can manifest in extreme ways, particularly in those who exhibit spiritual narcissism. Aligning with the principle of polarity from the Kybalion, which states that everything is dual, and opposites are merely extremes of the same thing. This principle highlights that all things have two sides, and these opposites can be reconciled because they exist on a continuum of the same essence. In the context of the duality within human beings, particularly in spiritual narcissists, this principle is clearly evident. Such individuals may publicly preach love, light, compassion, and respect for others, representing one extreme of this duality, while secretly engaging in abusive and hypocritical behaviour, reflecting the opposite extreme. Both aspects exist within the same individual, emphasizing that light and darkness are simply different degrees of the same human nature. This duality is also reflected in the historical actions of the Catholic Church. While the Church teaches the dignity of the human person, according to the Church, every human being is made in the image and likeness of God, Genesis 1:27, affirming that every person possesses inherent worth and must be treated with respect and compassion, opposing all forms of racism, exploitation, human trafficking, and any form of discrimination or oppression. Yet history reflects the complexities and contradictions within the Church itself. The first pope to explicitly authorize and endorse slavery in a formal document was Pope Nicholas V. In 1452, he issued the papal bull Dum Diversus, which granted the Portuguese monarchy the right to enslave non-Christians, particularly Muslims and pagans, during their conquests. This bull provided a theological and legal justification for the enslavement of non-Christians, effectively inaugurating the Church's formal endorsement of slavery in the context of European colonial expansion. Specifically, Dum Diversus authorized the Portuguese to invade, search out, capture, vanquish and subdue all Saracens and pagans whatsoever, reducing them to perpetual servitude. This was followed by another significant bull in 1452, Romanus Pontifex, also issued by Nicholas V, which reinforced and extended these permissions, ultimately laying the groundwork for the Atlantic slave trade that would later develop. Thus, Pope Nicholas V is recognized as the first pope to officially sign off on slavery in a formal papal decree. The principle of polarity thus helps us understand the coexistence of these extremes, whether within individuals or institutions, showing that what may seem like opposites are actually interconnected aspects of the same reality. Spiritual narcissists use spirituality as a facade to hide their true intentions. Their inconsistency between words and actions reveals their lack of genuine spiritual commitment. The principle of integrity emphasizes aligning thoughts, words, and actions for true spiritual growth. Use Pranic Healing to harmonize your energy centers and ensure your actions align with your spiritual values. Reflect regularly on your behavior to maintain integrity. Refusal to acknowledge mistakes or grow. Spiritual narcissists struggle to admit when they're wrong or need to grow, seeing themselves as already enlightened. They often deflect criticism, refuse to take responsibility for their actions, and dismiss feedback that challenges their self-image. True spiritual growth requires acknowledging one's flaws and continuously striving to improve. Spiritual narcissists, however, believe they've already reached enlightenment and refuse to engage in self-reflection. The principle of self-reflection emphasizes the importance of continuous growth and learning. Regularly practice self-reflection through journaling or meditation. Use Pranic Healing to release any ego-driven blocks that prevent personal growth. Protection against the spiritual narcissist. Protecting yourself from the negative influence of a spiritual narcissist is crucial for maintaining your energy and well-being. Many people report feeling drained, manipulated, or confused after interacting with a spiritual narcissist, as their energy can be overwhelming and controlling. While spiritual narcissists may try to dominate or control your spiritual journey, it's essential to recognize that the power to protect yourself lies within you. Your energy field and aura can serve as a shield against negative influences. The principle of energy protection emphasizes the importance of maintaining strong energetic boundaries to protect yourself from harmful influences. Engage in regular aura cleansing and cord-cutting techniques to remove any negative attachments or energy drains. Use the salt shower protocol to cleanse and fortify your energy field. Visualize a protective shield of white or golden light surrounding you, preventing the spiritual narcissist's influence from penetrating your aura. The power is within you. Ultimately, the power to protect yourself and navigate your spiritual journey lies within you. The Hermetic principle from the Kybalion, as above, so below, as within, so without, highlights that your internal state and energy create your external reality. If you hold a strong vibration of self-awareness and protection, no external force can diminish your spiritual power. While spiritual narcissists may try to influence or control others, their power only holds sway over those who allow it. By cultivating a strong inner vibration, you can remain sovereign in your spiritual journey and immune to their influence. The principle of inner power emphasizes harnessing your inner strength and energy to shape your reality. Use the meditation on twin hearts to align with your higher self and fortify your inner power. Trust in your inner strength and remember that the true power lies within your vibration and intentions. To learn more about the benefits of the meditation on twin hearts, click here for details in the description below. Thank yourself for joining us on this journey to understanding the signs of spiritual narcissism. By recognizing these traits and applying protective techniques, you can maintain your spiritual integrity and continue your journey with clarity and confidence. Be sure to like, comment with your thoughts and experiences, and subscribe to our channel for more spiritual insights. If this video resonated with you, consider joining our vibrant community. Here, we offer exclusive content, personalized pranic healing guidance, and a supportive space to deepen your spiritual practice. Share this video with friends who might benefit from understanding the concept of spiritual narcissism and how to protect themselves from its effects. Supporting each other in creating the reality we desire.